Hello there, very warm welcome to Encore. I'm Catherine Nicholson. Coming up for you today, Henri Cartier-Bresson was known as the father of photojournalism. 10 years on from his death, Paris is hosting a look back over his legendary work. Whether it's old school Super Mario, super real Call of Duty, or Snake on your mobile phone, almost everyone's played a video game. We're exploring the blurred lines with films, art, and music videos at an exhibition here in Paris. And just what did happen to renowned writer and cynic Michel Houellebecq when he briefly disappeared in 2011? We're meeting the man himself as a playful film based on his supposed abduction is presented in Berlin. First though, if you've got a few pennies to spare, it looks like art is a booming investment right now. French analysts have just announced that the art market grew 13% in 2013, hitting a new record. Now that trend seems to have been confirmed by the sale in London of Francis Bacon's Portrait of George Dyer Talking for the equivalent of over 50 million euros. The painting is of a burglar the artist caught breaking into his house, who later went on to become his lover. It's the highest price any artwork has ever sold for at the Christie's auction house in London.
It really does capture in incredible intensity these fantastic brushstrokes that really do animate this sense of personality and this great quality of paint. At the moment, the art market is incredibly strong and buoyant, and I do think that whatever changes we do see in the market, the demand for masterpieces doesn't really falter.
Well, another master of his art now, Henri Cartier-Bresson, the genius of street photography, created some of the 20th century's most resonant images. To mark 10 years since his death, Paris's Pompidou Centre is showcasing an enormous selection of works from his 7-decade career. Mariam Saab has the story.
It's been a decade since Henri Cartier-Bresson died, but the images he's left behind are as vivid as ever. More than 500 photographs, paintings and drawings are gathered in an exhibition at Paris's Pompidou Centre, including the street photography he single-handedly reinvented.
I love this photo that was shot in 1932, called Behind the Saint-Lazare Station. It's one of Cartier-Bresson's most important photographs. In this image, you see an individual jumping over a puddle of water. This image is emblematic of what Cartier-Bresson called the decisive moment.
The decisive moment, something of a creative miracle that happens when a photographer's eye tunes into the world around him. The art of capturing what he says were life's offerings became Cartier-Bresson's signature. With the big picture in mind, in 1947 he co-founded the legendary Magnum Photo Agency. A giant of reportage, Cartier-Bresson was there while history was being made, camera ready at the liberation of Paris and on the cusp of political change in China.
Cartier-Bresson was an outstanding witness of the 20th century. When you see the places he was eyewitness to, it's just incredible. He was there right when the Surrealist movement exploded onto the scene, that great moment of French artistic expression. He was also witness to the war in Spain and the Second World War.
Working up until his death at the age of 95, Cartier-Bresson produced more personal images in his later years. The exhibition runs until the 9th of June.
Now, they've inspired films, art, and even a Lana Del Rey song. Believe it or not, video games have been around for half a century now, and France is the world's leading producer of them. An exhibition dedicated to computer games is currently open in Paris. The team and I have been along for the full interactive experience. It's not every day you get to star in your own video game, so of course I want to look the part. Welcome to this exhibition where we're exploring the world of computer games and their cultural crossovers. This is an interactive journey through half a century of computer games history, which began with Space War, created by American computing students in 1962. There's everything from vintage consoles to the latest innovations, ultra-real technology that's allowing game designers to cross over into film-style action adventures like GoldenEye or Assassin's Creed.
It looks a bit weird, but I'm trying to surf in front of a screen. It's not that easy. Somewhere around here, there are cameras filming us. So it's a game that films us, and we're totally immersed in a world of fun.
We have this view of gamers as people who are unsociable and a bit geeky, who always stay at home. But here it's open. It teaches us what these games are. I think it's good.
I even met my boyfriend through a computer game.
Let's meet Fabrice Lurie, who's one of the high-tech brains behind this exhibition. We can see there are a lot of crossovers between video games and other areas of culture like art, films, even music videos. Do you think it's time that we considered video games to be an art form in themselves?
Generally, art is just a question of innovation, something surprising, and many of video games creators just invent new kind of play, a new kind of game where the players has to find a new way to play and get really attracted by the video game. So yeah, we could consider that some of them, not all of them, but are real artists.
A lot of the most successful video games include rather violent elements. What do you make of the argument that video games themselves inspire violence?
The Grand Theft Auto, for example, is the most known example. It's like a Tarantino in the movie, in cinema. So we cannot make the link. It's just a question of you have to be careful when you are parents to choose the video games you will buy to your children.
France is the world's #1 producer of video games. For visitors who are inspired to make this their job, here they can get a behind-the-scenes view. Well, like all good video games, this adventure too must come to an end. All that remains for me now is to beat the final level. Wish me luck. There we go. I have to say, it's very nice to be back in the real world. Let's move on now to more imaginary worlds, though. This one revolving around a very real writer who's become the star of a mock documentary about his own life. The kidnapping of Michel Houellebecq has proved an unexpected hit at the Berlin Film Festival. Our reporters in Berlin have been to meet the author turned star.
Far from the glitz and glamour of the red carpet, the Berlin Film Festival's most unexpected star can be found in a small Berlin cinema. The French writer Michel Houellebecq has taken to the screen for the first time.
Oh, pardon, désolé.
The film The Kidnapping tells the story of the disappearance of the writer in 2011 during the promotional tour for his award-winning novel The Map and the Territory.
Si, quand même, faut m'expliquer un peu ce que vous voulez, quoi.
Wild rumours circulated that he was in the hands of terrorists. It turned out that his internet connection had simply broken down. But the disappearance became the perfect starting point for a witty, offbeat film with Houellebecq playing Houellebecq, a convincing comic actor.
The role I played made me laugh. That's not necessarily thanks to me. The character of the hostage is a bit annoying and insults his captors, and that's what's funny. And how the captors are with each other is funny too.
Un frère et des diplomates, on le sait tous. On s'est renseigné.
Non,
Michel.
Mais vous êtes renseigné comment?
Trapped with his kidnappers, a motley band of petty criminals, Houellebecq, who usually has a controversial reputation, shows another side of himself.
In the collective imagination, he's given a rather insulting label as someone provocative and cynical, but we realize that there is also a great empathy there too. a sort of softness and poetry which emerges. It's perhaps that which interests me most about Michel.
Now that Houellebecq has made his acting debut, will he stop writing? Out of the question, he says.
Writing books is a godlike occupation. The act of creation really makes you feel like a god. Much more than a film director who is a god entangled in reels of film.
So when will be the next novel? Well, that remains a mystery. The only thing he will reveal in Berlin is that he is working on something.
Well, we'll round off today's show with the return of Madame Butterfly to the Paris Opera, 110 years after Giacomo Puccini composed it. The classic tale of tragic love, described as the slow poetry of the soul, is getting a sparse and modern staging. It's opening this weekend for 1 month. Thanks very much for watching today's show. Do remember you can share all of your arts and culture highlights with us via our social networks and me at A Cat in Paris. We'll see you very soon. Bye for now.